Hey, I'm Johnny Pease from letstrain.info, and in this video I want to talk to you about our hip circle. Now, the hip circle is a fantastic device for enabling good functioning hips. So for anyone out there that's incredibly sedentary, so they sit down for most of the day, maybe they work in an office, it's really important that if you're going to go and exercise in the gym and perform exercises like squats and deadlifts that require good functioning glutes, you activate them before you train. Now, this is where the hip circle can really benefit you. There are numerous exercises you can do with the hip circle that I'm going to demonstrate to you now. So for me, there are 4 main exercises that I like to use with the hip circle. Number 1 is simple. It's a hip circle clamshell. You'll lie down on the floor, bend your knees to about 45 degrees, and you'll be lying on your side with your knees on top of each other. The hip circle will be around the top of your knees. You'll then very slowly just push one knee or abduct one knee up and bring it down very slowly by squeezing the lateral part, the outer part of your hip. Number 2 is the same movement, knee abduction, but standing. So you'll bend your knees at 45 degrees, push your hips back slightly, pinch your shoulder blades, have your chest up, and just push your knees out. Okay, make a fist in front of you and just remember to squeeze your glutes as you do so. Number 3, everyone's favorite glute building exercise is a hip thruster. So you elevate your shoulders. So you're lying horizontal here with your shoulders elevated. You're going to let your hips come down to the floor and drive your hips up to the ceiling. Remember, keep your chin tucked and eyes looking forward. Okay, that'll stop you from hyperextending your lower back, and it will mean that you're really just firing up through your glutes. The hip circle in this exercise is like the previous 2. It's just above the knees. Push your knees out at the top of the hip thrust. That's really going to fire up your glute med and min, the lateral parts of the hips. Number 4 is my favorite exercise, and it requires a resistance band as well. This is a hip circle good morning. So take the resistance band, place it around the neck and underneath your feet as shown in the video. The hip circle again is above the knees. Now you're going to thrust your hips back, bend your knees very slightly, and then drive your hips forward, squeezing your glutes and pushing your knees out at the same time. This is particularly important because of 2 reasons. Now, when you squat, some people, particularly when they squat, their knees collapse. So the hip circle trains you to force your knees out in this movement. And for deadlifting, it's important that you're going into hip extension and firing your glutes. And that's where this exercise is super useful because it trains people to push their hips back, drive forward, and squeeze their glutes while driving their knees out. So that's 2 movement patterns incorporated in just 1 exercise. I love this product. I use it every day when I train, and if you want to get one today, check out letstrain.info or visit Amazon. And if you want to find out a little bit more information about it, check out our website or our social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Continue to be fit, train hard, and keep activating those glutes.